Hi guys, it's Selena with Selena's Sanctuary, and today we are going to do myth and facts about bunnies. I have 10 questions here in these lovely Easter eggs, and we are going to learn all about bunnies and see if my knowledge about bunnies is actually true. So we're going to start with the first question. All right, so the first question is, rabbits should be bathed regularly. This is a myth. So the reason it's a myth is because bunnies actually groom themselves and they have a double coat, which means if they get wet and you don't dry them properly, it will cause them to get sick. So if you need to bathe your bunny for any instance, just make sure you are blow drying them or towel drying them till they are actually dry, and make sure they are not in a cold climate so where they can get like the rabbit flu in, I guess, sense. So question number 2. Rabbits should be kept in pairs or small groups. This is a fact. So the reason this is a fact is they are known to be just group animals. They love to have friends. It's a great way to have a playmate, all that type of stuff. Unlike my bunny, who is a singular bunny and will always be a singular bunny, she cannot be spayed. So she can't have a housemate because it can increase fighting, and if she's with a male, it can cause babies. So we're not doing that one. But that is a great thing to know about having bunnies. If you can get them neutered or spayed, you can keep multiple, but you need to have a big enough space to keep multiple. So a lot of people have like bunny pens, which is like a whole room, or like a chicken coop outside, but it's actually a bunny coop, but you have to live in a warmer area for that. But let's get on to number 3. Okay. So carrots are the best food for rabbits. This is a myth. So the reason this is a myth is because carrots are high in sugar for bunnies. So the best foods for them is actually lettuce, so romaine lettuce actually, cilantro, parsley, raspberries, but you can give carrots, you know, here and there, but you cannot make it their only diet. It will make your bunny either extremely obese or it can actually lead to death. So, don't give your bunny carrots. All right, question number 4. Rabbits are not rodents. This is a fact. I don't know what they are considered. I just know they aren't rodents. The closest thing to a rodent would actually be like kind of like a ferret. But rabbits are kind of just like their own little shindig, I guess. So, yeah. But rabbits are cute, so don't call them rodents, because they're not. All right, on to question number 6. Too much lettuce can cause digestive problems. This is a fact. So the reason it is a fact is because you need to have multiple different types of food that they need to eat. So like lettuce, hay, you can use parsley, cilantro. This is only because their digestive tract is only so big. So if you overwhelm them with a significant amount of watery lettuce, because lettuce is actually a water component, that it actually will expand their stomach. So always make sure that you read how to feed your bunny. So I normally just take like 2 stalks of lettuce and cut them in half, and then just move on from that portion. And then always make sure they have hay. They love their hay. All right, on to question number 6. So question number 6 are, rabbits are low maintenance pets. This is a myth. They are not a kid's pet, plain and simple. There is a lot to it. They drink a lot of water. They have to be changed regularly. They need exercise. They like to bite sometimes. They like to chew. They are not low maintenance. They will never be low maintenance animals. You have to make sure they always have hay in their bale, which is what they eat out of. You have to make sure that they have digestive medication. You have to make sure they have treats or toys. It's not fun. All right, question number 7. Rabbits are not ideal for kids. This is a fact. Solely because holding a rabbit is not easy. So owning a bunny is kind of like an added responsibility on top of daily life. So just know they are high maintenance. They are not ideal for kids. All right, on to question number 8. Oh, look, it's number 8. Okay, so rabbits can be left alone for long periods of time. This is a myth. Rabbits need everyday care, whether it's cleaning a litter box, feeding them, adding hay, adding water. They cannot be left alone for longer than a day. So I always tell people that have bunnies, make sure you have somebody that's willing to check on your bunny. If not, most exotic vets have boarding facilities for bunnies. You can also go to a bunny farm if you're leaving out of town. But make sure that if you do have a bunny and you are boarding them, make sure you're giving them the food that they eat. So my bunny eats oxbow. She cannot eat any other food or it can cause her to get sick. So just make sure you take the right responsibilities for that too. All right, question number 9. Rabbits can be trained. This is a fact. They can be trained to use a litter box. They can be trained to do tricks. They can be trained for recall. Pretty much anything you can teach a dog, most likely your bunny can probably do too. It's just a lot more work with a bunny than it is a dog because bunnies are considerably wild. They are just tamed into being a pet. So you have a lot more work. So with bunnies, if you want them to potty in a litter box, you have to use a hay bale that's either directly in front, directly to the side, or directly behind so that they can eat and notice that this is where they need to go to use the restroom. So yeah, all right. Final question. Rabbits can be litter trained, fact. My rabbit is litter trained. It took her literally 2 seconds to learn, but also my bunny was a little older when I got her, so she kind of already knew what a litter box was, but you still want to use, if they are having a trouble, always use a hay bale or using treats. So if you notice that they ate, make sure you watch them go back into their litter box because their digestive system is quick. It's in one and out. It's very fast. That's why they eat a lot. That's why they always need hay because it keeps them, moving. But yes, litter pan training is super easy with bunnies, but doing tricks, not so much. My bunny doesn't like tricks. Maybe she just doesn't like me sometimes, but it's okay. But bunnies are great. They are high maintenance, but you always need to remember if it's not right for you, it's okay. You can always see them at, the pet store, out in the wild. They're beautiful creatures. I adore my bunny, but if it's not for you, it's okay. All right, so I got 10 out of 10, which I should considering I own a bunny, but thank you guys for playing along. It was great to learn and teach you about bunnies and seeing if maybe this is an animal that you can own. Bye.